Hello students, I am Rakesh Chauhan working as PGT Physics in Suraj School Bawal. I welcome you all in the e-learning classes of physics. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the numerical problems on the chapter 5th, that is magnetism and matter. So the first problem I have taken from NCERT. This is very important problem. A bar magnet of magnetic moment 1.5 joule per Tesla. This we have been given the magnetic dipole moment of the bar magnet, and you know that we denote the magnetic dipole moment by M. So M has been given as 1.5 joule per Tesla. Okay, it lies aligned with the direction of magnetic field of 0.22 Tesla. So this is the value of magnetic field which is denoted by B. So B is given as 0.22 Tesla. Also we have given the angle between this bar magnet, or we can say the magnetic dipole moment of the bar magnet, and B vector, which is the lies aligned. Bar magnet of magnetic moment lies aligned with the direction of magnetic field, means the angle is 0, or we can say initial position of the bar magnet to the magnetic field is 0, or theta 1 is equals to 0. Okay, A part is being asked, what is the amount of work required by external torque to turn the magnet so as to align its magnetic moment normal to the field direction and opposite to the field direction. So we have to calculate the amount of work required which is done by the torque to rotate or to change its position. So the initial position have been given as, this is the suppose magnetic field and this is bar magnet. Initial angle was given as theta equals to 0. In first case we have to align the direction or rotate this magnet perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. So definitely theta 2 becomes 90 degree. And in second case, opposite to the field direction, means if it is initially at north to south direction, now we have aligned this as south to north direction. So this is the second case. So in first case I can say, in first case theta 2 is equals to 90 degree, and in second case theta 2 is equals to 180 degree. Okay, so we have derived the formula of magnetic dipole moment, we can say, and we have also derived the formula of work done in rotating the bar magnet. So W is equals to minus MB cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. This formula we have derived when we were deriving the formula of torque, and thereafter we have derived the formula of potential energy of the bar magnet placed in uniform magnetic field. Okay, so theta 1 is given as 0, and theta 2 in first case it is given as 90 degree. So putting these values we can have minus MB cos 90 minus cos 0, and cos 90 becomes 0, therefore cos 0, that is equals to 1. So minus 1 into minus 1, it becomes plus 1 MB. So this is the work required to be done by the external torque to align the magnet in the perpendicular direction. We have been given the value of M 1.5 and B as 0.22, and when we calculate these values come out to be 0.33 joule. So this is the answer of the first case. Now let us consider the second case. The second case is when theta 2 is 180 degree, because we want to align the magnet or bar magnet in the opposite to the magnetic field direction. So therefore theta 2 is 180 degree. So using the same formula, minus MB cos theta 2, which becomes 180 degree, minus cos theta 1, that is given as 0. So it becomes cos 180 minus 1, cos 0 minus 1, in fact 1. So minus 1 becomes minus 2, minus 2 into minus 1 becomes plus 2. So this is 2 MB. Work done is twice MB, or we can say double of the work done in the previous case. So 2 times 0.33, which becomes 0.66 joule, is the answer in the second case. That was the answer in first case, and this is answer in the second case. Now the B part of this question, what is the torque on the magnet in both the cases? Both the cases means the first case and in second case. So in first case, if I talk about the first case, so in first case theta 2 is actually 90 degree, and when angle is 90 degree, the torque is maximum, because we know the formula of torque is equal to mb sine theta. Torque on a bar magnet placed in uniform magnetic field, we have derived this formula. So when theta is 90 degree, torque is maximum, which is equals to mb, and the value of mb is 0.33, and torque, unit of torque will be Newton into meter. Okay, in second case, that was in first case, and in second case, torque is equals to mb sine, and the second case is opposite to the field direction, means theta is equal to 180 degree, and the value of sine 180 is 0, therefore torque will be 0. So these are the answers of question number 1. Let us move towards next question. Okay, let us move to the next question. A magnetic needle free to rotate in vertical plane parallel to the magnetic meridian has its north tip point down at 30 degree with the horizontal. So this much information given about the angle of tip. You know that the angle made by the Earth's magnetic field, or in fact here in this case as the angle made by the needle of this compass made by the horizontal is 30 degree, means this angle is angle of dip. We know the angle made by Earth's magnetic field to the horizontal in magnetic meridian is known as angle of dip. So this has been given as angle of dip equals to, and which is denoted by delta, equals to 30 degree at some place. Okay, the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field at that place known to be 0.35 Gauss. Gauss is also the unit of magnetic field in CGS system. It is the smaller unit of we can say magnetic field. So this has been given, and this is horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field represented by BH. We know at any place there are two components of Earth's magnetic field, horizontal component and vertical component. So horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field at that place is given as 0.35 Gauss. Okay, you can solve this question and answer may be represented in Gauss as well. Otherwise you can convert this Gauss into Tesla by simply multiplying 0.35 into 10 raised to the power minus 4, because 1 Gauss is equals to 10 minus 4 Tesla. Okay, now what we have to find out, determine the magnitude of Earth's magnetic field at that place. So we have to find out the magnitude of overall Earth's magnetic field at that place, that is BE. So definitely we are knowing the relation between Earth's horizontal component and Earth's overall magnetic field as BEH is equal to BE cos delta. We have been given delta, we have been given BH, so BE can be calculated simply by dividing BH to the cos delta. BH is 0.35 into 10 minus 4 divided by cos delta, that is equals to cos 30 degree, and we know the value of cos 30 degree. So 0.35 into 10 minus 4 divided by cos 30, that is root 3 by 2. It comes out to be, when you are going to solve this, the value will be 0.404 into 10 minus 4 Tesla. So this will be the answer and the point of concern here is to identify this angle, which is angle of dip. So the angle made by magnetic needle, or we can say the angle made by Earth's magnetic field to the horizontal in magnetic meridian is known as angle of dip, which we have defined during the course when we study about Earth's magnetic field and various elements of Earth's magnetic field. So moving on to the next question. So let us move to the next question. A solenoid has a core of material with relative permeability 400. So this is the relative permeability of the material through or by which we have made the core of that solenoid. So we denote the relative permeability by mu r. So given mu r is equals to 400. Okay, the winding of solenoid carry a current of 2 ampere. So the current flowing through the solenoid is 2 ampere. If the number of turns on solenoid are 1000 per meter, so number of turns per unit length is known as, or it is denoted by small n, so it is 1000 per meter we have been given. Calculate H means magnetic field intensity, M magnetization we can say, and B is the magnetic field density, or this M is also sometimes denoted by I, intensity of magnetization, or simply magnetization. So sometimes it is denoted by M or sometimes it is denoted by I, so you need not to be confused here. So first let us calculate magnetic field intensity H. So what is the formula for H? You will say H is equals to N into I. If you can know this formula we have used during the derivation. So H is equals to N into I, or we can say B upon mu, but here B we have also not been given, therefore we will use this formula because a small n and I has been given. So N is 1000 turn per meter multiplied by I is 2, so it becomes 2000 ampere per meter. This is the first answer. Second, we have been asked as magnetization or intensity of magnetization, but before calculating this magnetization of or intensity of magnetization, first we will calculate B using this formula. Magnetic field density B is equals to mu H, and mu can be written as mu 0 into mu r. This is the permeability of the medium, and this is permeability of free space multiplied by relative permeability, and H we have calculated. So mu 0 is 4 pi into 10 minus 7, mu r is 400, and H we have calculated as 2000. So when you will calculate this value, this comes out to be 1 Tesla. So this is how we will calculate the value of B. So this is the second answer, and the third answer we have to find out is the value of magnetization or intensity of magnetization. So we know that B, net magnetic field B, is equals to mu 0 H plus mu 0 I, or simply M. We have denoted here as M, intensity of magnetization. So this formula we have used also during the derivation. So mu 0 M can be written as mu 0 M is equals to B minus mu 0 H, and if I divide this whole equation by mu 0 both sides, so it comes out to be M is equals to B minus mu 0 H upon mu 0. It becomes B upon mu 0 minus H. We have calculated the value of B, we have also calculated the value of H, and mu 0 we know. So M is equals to B, that is 1 divided by mu 0, 4 pi into 10 minus 7, minus H we have calculated as 2000. So when we will solve this value, it comes out to be 8 into 10 raised to the power 5 ampere per meter. So this is the value of intensity of magnetization or simple magnetization. So this is the third answer. So we must remember all these formulas, that intensity of magnetization, magnetic field intensity is H is equal to Ni. Also we are having the formula B upon mu, and this B, magnetic field density, is equals to mu H, and in fact this net magnetic field inside the solenoid, which is mu 0 H due to solenoid and mu 0 M due to the core of that solenoid, which is made by the ferromagnetic material whose permeability is 400, or relative permeability is 400, and this M is known as magnetization or intensity of magnetization. Okay, so let us move to the next question. So the next question is, an iron rod of 0.2 meter square area, this is the cross section area, is subjected to a magnetizing field of 1200 ampere per meter. So this is the magnetic field intensity, magnetizing field we can say. Okay, if susceptibility of iron is 599, then calculate the permeability of the iron, that is we have to calculate the value of mu for iron and magnetic flux phi through that iron rod. Okay, so first we will mention what are the quantities which have been mentioned in the question. So given first area of the iron rod is 0.2 meter square, and magnetizing field 1200 ampere per meter. If it were Tesla, or we can say Gauss, then definitely we will write down B, that is magnetic field, but it is magnetizing field and unit is ampere per meter, then definitely this is magnetic field intensity. So by identifying the unit, we can identify that if B is given or H is given. So H is given as 1200 ampere per meter. Okay, one more thing is given, susceptibility is denoted by Xi, and it is given as 599 for the iron rod. Okay, so we have to calculate the permeability of iron, that is mu, to find one, or first thing is mu for iron, and the other thing is magnetic flux passing through the rod. So these two parameters we have to find out. Okay, so first we will calculate mu r using the relation 1 plus Xi. Mu r is equals to 1 plus Xi. This relation we have derived. So Xi is given as 599. So 1 plus 599, it comes out to be 600. So the relative permeability of iron is 600, although it has not been asked, but to calculate the permeability, that is mu, we will use mu 0 into mu r. So mu 0 we know, 4 pi into 10 minus 7, and mu r has been given as 600. So when we calculate this value of mu, it comes out to be 24 pi into 10 minus 5. So we can write down it as 2.4 pi into 10 raised to the power minus 4. So this is the value of permeability of the iron, and the unit of permeability is Tesla meter per ampere. So this is the unit of permeability. Okay, one more, although relative permeability is unitless because it is the ratio of permeability of medium divided by permeability of free space, but permeability is having this much of unit. Okay, second we have to find out the magnetic flux. So magnetic flux can be written as phi is equals to BA cos theta, although theta is 0 here, because we have to find out the magnetic flux through the iron rod, and definitely the cross section area of that iron rod will be or we can say the magnetic field developed, and the area, direction of area, will be in the same direction, because this magnetic rod is subjected to the magnetizing field with the help of solenoid, and if it is kept in the solenoid, then definitely the magnetic field will be in this direction, and the cross section area also will be in this direction. So that's why we will put here theta as 0. So the flux will be maximum, that is BA, and the value of B is, we can calculate B is equals to mu 0h. We know this formula. So B is equals to mu h, in fact we can say mu h, and the value of this A area we have been given. So we have just calculated 2.4 pi into 10 raised to the power minus 4. H we have been given as 1200, and the value of area is 0.2 meter square. So the value of, when we calculate this value, it comes out to be 576, and the unit of magnetic flux is Weber or Tesla per meter square. So this will be the answer of the second part of this question. So this is how we can solve the numerical problems on chapter 5. We must remember the important formulas, and thereafter we can easily solve the numerical problems. Although the numerical problems on chapter 5 is rarely asked, and there are limited formulas which we have studied in this chapter, that is magnetism and matter. So I have taken variety of numericals or variety of problems. So I hope this lecture would be beneficial for you in understanding the concept of magnetism and matter. Thank you very much for watching this video.